So in this video today, we are going to be reviewing a crowdfunded real estate investing platform out there known as AcreTrader. Now, I've been studying and researching these different crowdfunded real estate platforms for the last year and a half or so. And AcreTrader is one that is new on my list here because this is a rather unconventional way to begin investing in real estate. So most crowdfunded real estate platforms out there follow one of two strategies. Number one, you invest in individual real estate projects, usually known as private placements. Or number two, you invest in a portfolio of real estate, which is primarily commercial or residential real estate. Now, AcreTrader is completely different than these other platforms out there because rather than investing in, buildings and commercial real estate or residential real estate, you are actually instead investing in farmland. So AcreTrader is essentially a platform out there that allows you to buy shares of farmland, and then you are able to make money in one of two different ways. Number one is going to be through asset appreciation. And that would essentially mean you bought this land or this share of land for this price, and then many years later you sell it for a higher price, and then you have that capital gain based on what it sold for versus what you purchased it for. And then the second way you're able to make money with AcreTrader is by renting out that farmland to farmers. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, that probably sounds like a lot of work, but the good news is AcreTrader actually handles all of that legwork for you. They handle all of the paperwork, they handle the leasing agreements with farmers and all of that. This makes this a very passive investing platform. Now, there are a few things that you should know about this platform before you begin investing. Number one, the first and most important is that you do have to be an accredited investor in order to invest with this platform because this is a private placement, and that means you are investing in one specific project or piece of real estate rather than a portfolio of real estate. And since this type of investment is typically higher risk, higher potential return, the SEC has put in place something called accredited investor status. The second thing that you're going to want to know is the minimum amount of money to begin investing. Well, as we said earlier, AcreTrader essentially takes a large plot of farmland, breaks it up into shares, and then sells those shares on the platform. And the minimum to begin investing for most properties is anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. The next thing you're probably wondering here is, what does AcreTrader charge for a fee? As we said earlier, they're doing a lot of stuff on the back end in terms of paperwork, lease agreements with farmers, handling any kind of documentation. So they do collect an annual asset management fee of 0.75%, and there may also be some additional closing costs associated with each project you are investing through on the platform. Now, as we mentioned earlier, there are two ways to make money with this platform. Number one, appreciation of the land, and then number two, renting out that land to farmers. So how do you as an investor earn a piece of that rental income? Well, that is going to come in the form of dividends. Now, AcreTrader aims to pay these dividends on an annual basis, but just like with the stock market, just like with other crowdfunded platforms, these dividends are not guaranteed because it's based on whether or not that land is currently rented. Now, another thing you should be familiar with here about AcreTrader is the relatively short operating history, as this company just recently was formed in April of 2018. So unfortunately, we don't have, many years of track record to go off of here. So if you do decide to invest, you may want to consider easing into this investment because of that limited operating history. So now what I want to do, we're going to jump into my computer and I want to show you guys what the AcreTrader platform looks like, and we'll take a look at some of the properties currently available on the website. All right, so here we are on the AcreTrader website. As you can see, they offer some different information and educational resources about why you may want to invest in AcreTrader and farmland in particular. But what we want to look at quick here is the different investments that are currently available on the platform. Now, because this is such a new investing platform, they unfortunately do not have a wide variety of properties. They currently have one live listing on the platform here, which is a property in Illinois, but they do have a number of different properties that were recently fully funded on this platform, and they're continuing to add new properties on a regular basis. So you can take a look here, or maybe check back once in a while and see when they're adding new properties, but this is the only one currently being offered. Now, when you click on each one of these, it's going to give you an idea of exactly what you are investing in. So this one, for example, is an Illinois row crop farm with a wind turbine. And if you scroll down, it's going to give you a complete overview of this investment and what you are getting into. So what it says here is that this is a high-yielding corn and soybean farm in northern Illinois, and in addition to 61.12 acres of tillable land, this farm also includes annual revenue from an on-site wind turbine. And as you can see here, it's $9,000 of annual income from the on-site wind turbine. So it's really great how much information they offer you here. You can look at maps of the farmland, see exactly what it is you're investing in. If you log in and have an account with them, you can look at the documents, the financials, and the different ratings. But it's great because what you're essentially doing is vetting the different properties and then deciding exactly which ones you want to invest in. And you can also take a look at the recently closed properties and see what the specifics were about those investments. So they unfortunately only have the one property right now, but if you click the link in the description, you can sign up to be notified when they do offer new properties on the platform. So anyways, guys, that is the AcreTrader platform in a nutshell. And there are a few things that you should be familiar with before you invest in any crowdfunded real estate platform out there. Number one, the first thing you have to understand is liquidity. These are private real estate investing platforms, meaning it's not a publicly traded REIT. So you can't just publicly trade shares as you would of a traditional publicly traded REIT on the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ, for example. So as a result, liquidity is not guaranteed with these platforms. So each investment on AcreTrader has a time duration there where they give you an idea of how long you should expect to have your money tied up. And if you're not going to fulfill that time duration, you simply should not invest in these platforms. And as a general rule of thumb, across all crowdfunded real estate, you should have a minimum time horizon of 5 years in most cases. But anyways, guys, that being said, if you decide you want to sign up for AcreTrader, I have a link down in the description below. Full transparency, I am affiliated with AcreTrader, so if you do use my link, I may earn a commission in the process, but it is a way to give back to me for putting this review together for you guys, and I certainly would appreciate that, but it is totally up to you. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I will see you in the next video.